Hello. So I hope you can hear me. My camera on this computer, I'm using my Mac for this, and I realized the camera is not very good. And this is my right, which seems like my left. So I don't know if it'll flip or not, but anyway. So good morning to me, good evening to you when I'm filming this. So my crazy idea was to have like a synchronous yoga class for us to just kind of get together and chat. I realized that this is a bad time for some people. Sunday at 5:30, but it's my Monday at 5:30 a.m. So it's like the only time that I could squeeze it in where it's synchronous. But then I was like, okay, why am I forcing this? Why don't I just create a video for you guys and you use it whenever you want? Or so I'm kind of late coming to this because it's like 5:30 in the morning, and I wanted to I wanted to have more that back and forth feeling. But anyway, I don't think we're gonna have that, and that's okay. I think it is what it is, right? We're gonna connect somehow, and you guys can connect with me maybe instead of each other for now. Maybe when I'm home for Christmas, we can all get together, and then I don't know, maybe it won't be so awkward. But I was a little late because I couldn't figure out how to video on my computer, so Tebra won't allow it. So then I was like, oh, I'll start a Google Meet. Google Meet, I don't pay for the premium package for Google, so I can't screen record. I do have a YouTube channel and I pay for it, but I've never done a live feature because I was like, oh, I'll just go live on YouTube. So you have to wait 24 hours before you can go live. You can't just like go live, which is kind of nice. But so I was on there trying to figure that out, and hopefully my YouTube channel, I'll just figure that out. But anyway, so I had started the timer, but then I started fiddling with my phone, and so we may lose a couple poses this morning because I really do need to be done by 6:30 so that I can get myself together. But what we're going to do is we're going to go through the fire element. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the fire element for traditional Chinese medicine. So I took a training, Yin Yoga training here in Bali, Indonesia, and it's been really lovely. It's helped me so much. Now my computer is, I don't know if it's going to continue. I don't know what it's doing. Maybe it's just the screen is lighting. I have no idea. I hope it's even still recording. I think it is still recording. Yes, it's still recording. So we have, if you follow any type of Eastern medicine, you might know a little bit about the meridians. So we have meridians that run through our body. And today we're going to be focusing on the heart meridian, the small intestine meridian, and the triple heater meridian, which is basically like when people talk about triple burner or triple heater, they talk about like your whole like chest belly area. So it's, oops, sorry. And I'm also trying out this new microphone. We'll see if that works. So it's your respiratory system, digestive system, and reproductive system. So the meridians that we are going to be focusing on through the Yin Yoga poses will be hitting those areas. So your heart meridian is basically your eyes. I'm looking at my book because I want to make sure I give you the right stuff. Goes to your heart. It does go all the way down, but it also goes around and down your arm to your little pinky. Okay, that's the heart meridian. The small intestine meridian actually starts on the side of your face. So sometimes if we put our face down on the mat, it's like pressing that area. So we've got, it's kind of like a little design here, like a kite, and then it goes down, and then kind of back and down your arm, and here, and then to your ring finger. But also when it stopped here, it came down and front. So when you see what meridians we're working with, you're going to be like, oh, I think we're going to be doing poses that are going to either stretch or compress those places. And yes, you are right. And then your heart, or your heart protector, triple heater, triple whatever you want to call it. So heart protector is like your pericardium. So I guess that's also included. That's across your chest, down your arms, middle finger. And then your triple burner, is around your ear, down the side, arms. So today is a lot of arm and chest movements, if you couldn't tell. Before we get into it, just let me tell you, so with every Chinese medicine element, this one is fire element, which I think is pretty cool. I am recording this as we just end here in Bali, the eclipse moon in Pisces, full moon in Pisces under the eclipse. So it should be pretty powerful, especially if you're a fire sign or a water sign. I don't know why those two are coming out, but anyway, this is not a horoscope channel. I'm just saying. But the fire element, excuse me, is dealing with emotions, love and hate. So if your fire element is out of balance, we might feel insomnia, anxiety. I really hope that's still recording. Yes, I think it is. It's just my screen is going dark, which is going to annoy me. It's going to make my fire element come out of balance, but that's okay. I'll deal with it. Irregular heartbeat, anxiety, insomnia, restlessness. So all of those things can be telling you, if those happen, your fire element is out of balance. When your fire element is in balance, it means you radiate, you sparkle, you shine. Like I associate those words with it. You're just having the best time within your body. So there's lots of joy and enthusiasm, creativity. You might feel more confident. You get to show up as yourself, warm and authentic. Okay, you have that inner calm. Things you can do to balance, of course, Yin Yoga. That's why we do, we focus on poses that will hit those meridians, acupuncture, acupressure in those areas, looking up different heart meridian pressure points. Actually, I will tell you one that is really important for you. It's located on the pinky side of your, okay, I am not a body specialist, okay, so I don't know all the names for these things. I'm sure it's got a fancy name. At the ulnar side of the tendon, okay, whatever. Right here in this little indentation under your pinky, you'll see like there's an indentation between your wrist, like where you do this. Oops, where you do this, it's in there. If you just kind of massage that or press it really hard, it might be tender, and that's usually a sign like that, that meridian is kind of like, that's your heart meridian, or it's on your heart meridian, so it's called Heart 7. You can Google all of this. This is not like Amanda made this up. These are like old, I'm just following what has worked, okay? And you just press that on either side. And this can relieve like anxiety, panic attacks, insomnia, heart palpitations, which I do have, irregular heartbeat, chest tightness, circulation problems, which I also have. Okay, I need to work on my heart meridian. Sadness, excessive worry, or difficulty letting go. Hot flashes, night sweats, and irritability caused by heart fire. So just one of the points, Heart 7, you can look that up if you would like. If you're like me and like to Google things. The emotional imbalance for when the heart is out of emotional imbalance, of course, we have sadness, lack of self-love. Small intestine, we might have an overactive mind or mental confusion, communication difficulties. With your heart protector, emotionally blocked or unable to own feelings, difficulty relating with others intimately. Your triple heater might be poor boundaries, or you bump into things, a huggy person, wow, okay. Okay, so when they're when they are in balance, your whole being just works better, right? So that's why we do these things. But I'm basing it off, of course, the traditional Chinese medicine. We put these poses together that will hit these meridians, and that's why we do it this way. What else did I want to say? I think that's it. So I only have time for a few poses today. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with child's pose. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to look at where we are in this. Yeah, we'll just do these. We'll just do the ones that are on my list. So we're going to start in child's pose. My favorite way to do child's pose is, so some people like a traditional child's pose. I have to click this because my camera keeps trying to get rid of me. Also, if you have knee problems, a blanket or towel or whatever is always really awesome to have. I don't have any blankets in Bali, so I have a towel. I have plenty of towels. I like to do a knee wide child's pose. So you can have knees together. I know that's hard to see because I am not facing you. You can have knees together, or you can have knees wide. I prefer, I'm a larger lady, so I prefer my knees wide. It just helps me really get into a nice pose, and I don't feel like I'm like, I don't know. It's more comfortable for me. Okay, let's just go with it. So with child's pose, typically, some people, a traditional child, legs together, head down, arms back, palms up, traditional. Okay, if you'll notice, we're kind of like compressing. So when you're stretching one side of your body, you're compressing the other. We're compressing our heart meridian. Also, if you have a block or books or whatever, a pillow, and you don't want your head to hang, you can also add that and put your head on it. So for me, because I'm doing knee wide child's pose, I might put my arms up, head down. Your head may not touch, that's okay. Now, yin poses, I don't know, I hope you can hear me, because I did just realize I'm wearing a microphone, so I don't have to face the camera. So yin yoga poses are typically held between 3 to 7 minutes. We hold a longer pose so that we can really get deep into it, into the stretch. We're kind of relaxing our body. As you sit here, you'll start to see that your body kind of like unfolds into the pose, and just kind of like settles. So it is okay to take our time. You know, yin invites us to slow down, take your time, breathe. If there's any pain or tension, I like to pretend I'm breathing into that area, like take a deep breath. And then send that breath right to the area, and then capture all those hurt feelings that are there, and then breathe it out. Your intention is what's going to get you through, let's say, life, but this yoga, and pretty much anything, right? Like, we focus on the intention. What is the intention of this pose? It's to compress the meridians that we are trying to work on, most of which are on our chest area. We're expanding our back body. Me, not as much in extended child pose, but I just thought this pose much better than the traditional child pose. But our intention, we put our intention where it's supposed to be. In yin, what I love about it is nobody looks the same in a pose, because what happens is you start to settle in and you decide, okay, that needs some tweaking, and then our poses will look different. And our poses are going to look different because our bodies are all different. So, obviously. And that's another thing about yin. It's not about getting it perfect. It's about what's right for your body and what feels good for your body. So I'm going with my head so I can look at the timer, and it looks like, yep. So another thing about yin yoga is that after each pose, called a rebound. And I cannot see anything on my camera, so you guys are just, I'm going blind. So what we do for rebound is we come out of the pose and we try not to move too much, and we lay in Shavasana or corpse pose. It's that final Shavasana pose that you probably, if you've gone to yoga, you know, and they're like, yes, Shavasana's here. But what we do is we do this for 1 minute as a rebound, and what you're supposed to focus on in rebound is where you feel the feelings in your body. So Yin is also about body awareness. I am feeling this in my lower back. You might not be, because we might have done a separate pose. You know, I did extended child's pose. Now when I do regular child's pose, I feel a lot in my belly, which is actually really good for your gut. So I probably should have done that, but listen, it's 5:30 a.m. I'm doing what I want. So yes, so we just relax in it and we feel the feelings. That's actually a really good pose too for your lymphatic system, for your lower body, because our lymphatic system can't drain itself. So when our knees are squished together, it kind of squishes those lymph nodes behind our knees and lets everything drain. Alright, we're going to come out of rebound pose, and I believe our next pose is going to be on our belly. You can come out of your pose however you want. I tend to like to roll up, but most people will be like, oh, I'm going to roll to the side, and then I'm going to come to sitting, but I like to do like a, I don't know, just a roll, but however you want to do it. This is your practice too. Alright, so our next pose is called seal pose. So what that's going to do is that's going to stretch our front body, whereas we were compressing it earlier. Now we're going to stretch it. So seal pose is you're laying your body on the ground, on your mat. And I like to shake out my lower body just so I'm not holding any tension. You're not holding any tension in your lower body. Your arms are going to be kind of at 90-degree angles where your elbows are right near your chest. Okay? We're going to focus on our hands are just flat. Seal is typically like if you see a seal. Is it a seal? I don't know if that's a seal. Side note, I'm going to go see seals, so I will see what they do. Well, I don't know. There might be sea lions. I'm really not sure. Okay, so one of the things I like to do in seal pose, because I just always like to add an additional stretch if I can, is I like to drop my head. You don't have to. You can look straight ahead. Yin is also all about like making sure we're not holding. So like shake it out, and then you really focus on the pose and try not to move. Sometimes that's really hard for me, but that's okay. So I'm gonna drop my head and just let it hang. I definitely feel some tightness in my neck. You can also put a block under your head if you want to. I just really like the hanging sensation because that's kind of nice too though. I don't know. Maybe a block if you want. But I also really just like to lay my head sometimes. You're going to feel this compressing in your low back. That's okay as long as it's not painful. You might feel some discomfort because, I mean, honestly, when do we actually do this type of pose? When are we, if you just think about how silly your body might look right now, when do we do this pose in our daily life? We don't. So it might feel a little weird because this is not our natural movement. But what we're doing is we're allowing that lower body to compress, the front body to stretch. And we're settling in. I actually just felt my back crack a little bit. And I didn't even do anything except breathe. But we just settle. And we take time to really feel the pose. Just feel the pose. And actually, as you lay here, you start to feel like, wow, something is kind of like unraveling in my body. I love that word, unraveling, because that's what I feel like. I feel like I'm not pressuring my body to do anything, but I'm allowing it. I'm just allowing it to to move into our rebound pose now. If you would like, you can stay right here, lower down, head to the floor, arms back. Let me just rebound right here. Whew, if you're like me, you're feeling it in your low back. That's where I'm feeling it. And again, low back for me is always a thing, so I am never so much. Yoga is life. Our next pose is actually going to be on our front body anyway, so it's actually perfect that we're here, but I may, I'm gonna scoot over it just a little bit. So this next pose, I'm gonna show you on my left side. You can do left, right, doesn't matter, we're gonna do both sides, okay? So, this is called broken wing. So you're gonna look like a little birdie, okay? With broken wing, sorry. So you're gonna, I always like to start with my arm out to the side like a T, but also I like to protect my arm a little bit, so I'll move it up just a tad. So it's like you start with a T and then you kind of go up a little. And it's just really important because when you roll, like we're gonna do, your body's gonna naturally drop your arm down some, so it's kind of like you're getting ready. All right, so broken wing, you're gonna take your, if you're using your left arm is on the floor, like a T, a little bit up. And then you're gonna lift your right leg and you're gonna kick your right leg over using your right arm as like a kickstand, if you will. Okay, and then push that out of the way. Your right leg, okay, I've been doing this a while, so hold up. Your leg might not come all the way over. That's okay. Your leg might be on its side. You might want to block or bolster or a pillow between your legs. Okay, you can brace this arm the whole time. You can lay it on your side. You can lay it behind. Whatever you like. If you want a little more action like I had, you might want to put your leg down. This is really a lot in your shoulder, which is fine. Also notice your head is on the floor, or you can add a block, but make sure your head is resting there. That's hitting that spleen meridian that we talked about, and I believe another one that we talked about today. But this is why we're doing this. So your head can either be on the ground or on a block. I usually like to just drop my head. I'm just like a glutton for punishment. I don't know, that feels really nice this morning. I think I'm gonna use it. Alright, and then I usually tend to bring, sorry if you guys are seeing my butt crack, my arm around. And some people I know, crazy story, you guys, is that they can actually like turn the whole body on their arm. I cannot do that yet. But it's all about flexibility, right? It's the intention. The intention is making sure this arm movement, the rotation, not rotation, what is it called? Your range of motion. We're not getting any younger. We need a range of motion. When I'm older, I don't want to be like a bodybuilder. I just want to be able to do things without pain. And I think that's what yoga's going to do, is it's going to keep me pain free as I get older. We're holding here. You're going to feel it in your arm. Now, you might notice your fingers might get a little tingly. Like, whoa, that's weird. Okay, it's okay. It's just a sensation in your body. It's nothing bad. Nothing bad's gonna happen. It's just a sensation. We feel it. We allow it. We breathe through it. If you find that you're holding your breath in a yoga pose, you might be in too far. You can back out a little bit. There's no shame allowed in yoga. There's no judgment allowed in yoga. There is nothing of the sort. There's only peace and love and goodness. And if something doesn't feel right, then don't do it. a child's pose. Do whatever you want right now. I don't care. It is your practice. I'm showing you some things to do. Don't have to do them. Now, one thing, we're going to start to roll out of this. So if you have your arm behind you as like a bind, you can bring that out. Help your little leg down if you had your leg up. We always do things gently and lovingly, using your right arm as a brace, because this is going to feel a little weird when you come out. We need to rebound. Okay, we need to rebound. We need to allow that arm some time. If you want to face the arm that was just out, sunglasses. You can do that, and then we'll, on the other side, we'll face it the other way. So we're just rebound. How does that arm feel different? Oh, sorry if my microphone is squished. How does that arm feel different from the one that was not out and stretching? I feel like I have one longer arm. A lot of upper body poses, we typically hold a little less time than when you get into like a lot of ours are upper body today, but when you get into lower body, into your hip area, there's lots of big muscles there, so we do have to hold longer usually. Alright, we're going to do this broken wing on the other side. Okay, pull my pants up, pull your pants up if you need to. There's no judgment here. I'm going to scooch off my mat. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a story once we get in this pose. Okay, so my right arm is out and up a little bit. Excuse me, they've been burning a lot near my villa. Okay, so once you're here, don't forget, like, use your leg as motion. Okay, and then, oh, I forgot my block. Dang it. Okay, let me get it. Okay. And then I can rest my side head on there, still hitting that meridian with some pressure, which is lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, so foot is up for me. You don't have to. I'm going to do a bind behind my back. And then I'm going to breathe, and then I'm going to tell you a story. Okay, yeah, so I'm coughing because they're building more villas around me. I thought we were done. Okay, I thought we were done. We're not done. And so every day they burn trash, and the ash just comes over. It gets in our lungs. It gets on the table. It gets everywhere because we have like open living in the kitchen. This is one of the bedrooms, and it's now going to be where I do yoga probably. Unless I'm doing asynchronous, because then it doesn't matter. I can like go anywhere. I probably won't, but I'm just saying I could. Now I forgot my story I was going to tell you. Anyway, we're stretching, we're releasing. We are allowing our body to unfold. I really do hope that story comes back to me. Oh, I remember. I'll tell you. I'll wait till this goes December. Let me see the timer. Okay. So in about 5 breaths, we're going to go to rebound. And you can turn your head towards this stretched out arm. If you want to hit that other side of your head when we're in rebound. It's always about balance in yoga. You know, what we do to one side of the body, we like to do to the other side. You might notice my eyes are closed. I tend to do that a lot in yoga. I just like to feel, you know. I like to feel once I'm in the pose, I don't need to know what it looks like. I need to know what it looks like at the beginning, and then I can settle in. And if I do make any more of these videos, I think what I'm going to do is use my phone, because the camera is way better on my phone than on my Mac. Unless I live stream, no, I still think it's going to use my camera. I don't know what I'm going to do. belly, arm out. Using the arm as a kickstand. Let your leg fall over. Oh, yes. Okay. Now, my story. While we're in rebound. My story is, I'm going to look towards the arm that was just stretched, which was my right arm. Sorry, you don't get to see my face. But you should be able to hear me because my microphone is right in my face. Okay. I never wanted to be a yoga teacher. Ever. And I don't consider myself a yoga teacher. I'm sorry, yoga teachers. I found yoga at a very sad time in my life and really needed something. I needed movement, really. I mean, I was like, I need to move, I need something. So I done this challenge with an online yoga teacher. Well, I didn't do the challenge with her, I did a challenge online. A challenge with a coworker, and we did this online 30 days of yoga with Adrienne. She's like I would love to meet her. She's like my favorite yoga instructor online. So that was my first dance with yoga, was with Adrienne. And I did her 30-day, she always does a 30-day yoga challenge in January. Okay, we're gonna come out of this and I don't know which pose, yeah, this is our last pose before Shavasana. And it's actually one of my favorite poses. It's called supportive fish. So you will need a bolster, pillow, whatever you want to call this. This bolster is really, it's not the best. I would prefer to use my pillows, but they're in the other room. So we're just gonna go with it. All right. So with supported fish, we're just going to line this bolster up at our back, and we're going to be laying down on it carefully. You can use your arms as well. That's probably easier. And we're going to be laying back. So this is fish pose, but supported. Fish pose without the support actually looks just like this, but you don't have support. It's kind of funny. And I think it's way harder. I don't know why people want yoga to be harder, but some people love their yoga really difficult. We're not going to shame them. That's fine. They can have their yoga difficult. I like my yoga very calm. There's a time and place for everything, right? Okay, I'm not going to shame anyone. Okay, so did this challenge, 30 days of yoga. I never heard any yoga slang, right? Like child's pose. What was that? You know. So it helped me to learn some of the lingo. And then I got up the courage to go to a yoga class. I tried out quite a few, I believe. A few studios, a few teachers. Found this one super cool chick that I love, still to this day love, and will be going back to her classes when I move back to the US. But I don't know, I was never like, I never considered myself like yoga teacher material, if that makes sense. Like I'm not like most yoga teachers you see. I'm not trying to down myself or anything, okay? I've done a lot of work on myself. But I'm just saying you don't always see you represented in yoga studios. For me. I'm not saying that for you. I do know that yoga changes your body, whether you want it to or not. You keep showing up, it changes your body. Whether you are eating like crap or not, like yoga is going to change your body. So, I mean, but of course I don't want you to eat like crap, I'm just saying. Yeah, so I never wanted to be a yoga teacher. I never saw myself as that. Still don't see myself as that. I think that yoga has so much more to offer us. Body awareness, mental awareness. When I see my yoga mat, I immediately get calm, like this is my home. It's that place where I can just be free, I can calm down, there's no judgment. There is zero judgment for me on this mat. but can help me find a place that I don't allow judgment. And I should do that more every day, on and off the mat, no judgment. I really do try, but I'm just saying, that was like the first place that allowed me that freedom to just be like, nope, not gonna judge me. I feel like an amazing warrior. So, my yoga journey, oh my god, my back. Whew. I'm feeling it. This is stretching out our front body, those meridians that run through the chest. I'm sure it's close to time to be done. Again, this is a short practice today. I did get started a little late because I could not figure out how to record on my computer. And our next pose is our Shavasana. So we'll just Shavasana for a few minutes. And I'll be quiet and stop yapping away at you. Alright, and then I'm gonna roll off this bolster, you guys. Mine's really high. I hope yours is not this high. I'm going to, in an effort to save my back, I'm gonna lift my legs to give me some momentum or some what is this, physics people, some lift, right? I need to lift a little. So I'm gonna lift, put some pressure in my legs, move this bolster, and we're gonna have about just a few minutes here in Shavasana. Flat on the back. I like to make sure that I feel, like wiggle my butt down. I always imagine like I'm in the sand at the beach and I like wiggle my butt down and make it like as cozy as possible. Some people like to put like a bolster or block or something under their knees here in Shavasana. That is perfectly fine. It doesn't change anything. It's your Shavasana. Another thing I like to do is I like to pretend like my shoulder blades are like my little wings, and I like to tuck them under. So like once I'm here, I like tuck my wings in. And it just, that little bit of change, like when you don't think about it, tucking, it really like helps to release some of those back muscles. I love tucking my little wings under. I usually leave my hands palm up because I'm also a Reiki practitioner, and it's one of the places we have our energy flow, right? So I'm waiting, I'm accepting energy. And if you are accepting energy, I'll be sending you energy. So just know that. And it's about intention, right? The intention is there that someone is sending you love and light and kindness and peace. And if you're willing to accept it, it's coming to you right now. Just know that. I feel it in my heart from me to you. And I am accepting it from Source. Whatever your source is. Some people call source God, the universe, radiant light, whatever you call it, doesn't matter. The intention is that bright, warm light coming in, healing, nourishing our bodies. And I told you I was going to shut up, but I did not. been feeling for like the last 2 weeks like some stirring, some anxiety, some like stress. It's look at the moon because I'm telling you there's some celestial stuff happening that's like big, big, big. I just follow it. I don't preach on it like some people because I don't feel like I have that knowledge base, but I've been watching a lot of my celestial people friends. And there's some big energy, but just be aware. Stuff is stirring. It's not all bad, but full moons are where you can release. Release what's no longer serving you. Self-doubt, criticism, judgment, shame, fear. What do you want to get rid of? It's a very powerful moon tonight. Let it go. Write it on a piece of paper. Burn it. Give yourself a little moon ritual. Write down what no longer serves you and let it go. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Now we're going to come out of Shavasana. Sometimes it helps to roll to the side, to give yourself just a little extra time before you have to return to the real world. And up to sitting. I like to end class with Om, but since we are not in the same space, I think I will just end class today with just a simple, the light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste. Bye friends, I hope you have a lovely evening, morning, afternoon, whenever you watch this, and keep showing up for yourself on the mat. Bye.